Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 12, Text 28, Maitreya Vachan.
Maitreya Uvacha.
Nishamya Vaikuntaniyojyamukhayor.
Nishamya Vaikuntaniyojyamukhayo.
Madhuchutam Vachamurukrama Priyaha.
Madhurchayuktam Vacham Arukram Priyaha.
Kritabhisheka Kritanitya-mangalo.
Kritabhisheka Kritanitya-mangalo.
Munin pranayam yashisham abhyavadayat.
Munin pranamya ashisham abhyavadayat.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The great sage Maitreya continued, Mahārāja Dhruva was very dear to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When he heard the sweet speeches of the Lord's chief associates in the Vaikuntha planet, he immediately took his sacred bath, dressed himself with suitable ornaments, and performed his daily spiritual duties. Thereafter, he offered his respectful obeisances to the great sages present there and accepted their blessings. We should mark how dutiful Dhruva Maharaj was in his devotional service. Even at the time he left this material world, he was constantly alert in the performance of devotional duties. Every devotee should take his bath early in the morning and decorate his body with tilak. In Kali Yuga, one can hardly acquire gold or jeweled ornaments, but the 12 tilak marks on the body are sufficient as auspicious decorations to purify the body. Since Dhruva Maharaj was living at that time at Badrikashram, there were other great sages there. He did not become puffed up because the airplane sent by Lord Vishnu was waiting for him. As a humble Vaishnava, he accepted blessings from all the sages before riding on the plane brought by the chief of the Vaikuntha associates. So Dhruva Maharaj, it's not that he's rushing, his Vishnu Dutas have come to take me, and so let me just rush onto the airplane. But he's continuing with his daily duties, whatever he needed to do. Took his bath, performed his duties, and he's also offering his obeisances to all the sages who are there. So he's showing a very good etiquette over here. A very, very good etiquette. And of course, Prabhupada points out here that, there's not much gold and ornaments, but we can decorate our body with the 12 tilak marks. So, and he's not gotten puffed up.
So the others could also see, right? The other Rishi Munis and everybody saw the airplane.
Yeah, I think so. Some of them would be able to see it for sure. Those who are qualified to see it would be able to see it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And also another point that Srila Prabhupada points out is that he didn't get puffed up, the airplane has come for me, not for you, And he's offering his obeisances to everyone who's present there. So that also goes to show how a devotee is humble. Pratya Bicharya Dishyagrayam.
Pratya Bicharya Dishyagrayam.
Parshadav Abhivandya Cha.
Parshadav Abhivandya Cha.
Yesha Tad Adhishthatum.
Yesha Tad Adhishthatum.
Vibrad Rupam Hiranmayam.
Vibrad Rupam Hiranmayam.
Before getting aboard, Dhruva Maharaj worshipped the airplane, circumambulated it, and also offered obeisances to the associates of Vishnu. In the meantime, he became as brilliant and illuminating as molten gold. He was thus completely prepared to board the transcendental plane. In the absolute world, the plane, the associates of Lord Vishnu, and Lord Vishnu himself are all spiritual. There is no material contamination. So the Vishnu Dutas, it's not that their soul and body is different. No, their form is transcendental. Lord Vishnu's form is transcendental. And the airplane, that's also transcendental. There's nothing material in the spiritual world. In quality, everything there is one. What is the quality in spiritual world?
Vishuddha Sattva.
Yes. And everything is Satchitananda.
Satchitananda.
Yes.
Yeah.
Transcendental.
As Lord Vishnu is worshipable, so also are his associates, his paraphernalia, his airplane, and his abode. For everything of Vishnu's as good as Lord Vishnu. That's just the absolute platform. Absolute platform, one and different. Dhruva Maharaj knew all this very well as a pure Vaishnava, and he offered his respects to the associates and to the plane before riding in it. Because the plane belongs to Lord Vishnu, so it's transcendental. The Vishnu Dutas are Lord Vishnu's servants, they are transcendental. So he's showing them proper respect. But in the meantime, his body changed into spiritual existence. And therefore, it was illuminating like molten gold. So now he's given up his material body and he's getting this spiritual body. So there is a spiritual body. It's not that the soul does not exist after we die or after liberation. No. After liberation, there is a spiritual body and it's illuminating like gold, so brilliant, so shiny. In this way, he also became one with the other paraphernalia of Vishnu Lok. What does it mean it became one? Did he merge into them?
No.
No, just the
No.
quality. Yeah, he didn't merge. The airplane is still the airplane, the Vishnu Dutas are still the Vishnu Dutas, and now Dhruva Maharaj has gotten his spiritual body. Mayavadi philosophers cannot imagine how this oneness can be achieved, even in different varieties. The idea of oneness is that there is no variety. Therefore, they have become impersonalist. As Shishumara, Vishnu Lok, or Dhruv Lok are completely different from this material world. So a Vishnu temple within this world is also completely different from this material world. As soon as we are in a temple, we should know very well that we are situated differently from the material world. In the temple, Lord Vishnu, his throne, his room, and all other things associated with the temple are transcendental. So Lord Vishnu, his paraphernalia, his abode, everything is transcendental. So Prabhupada is pointing out that the temple of Lord Vishnu is also transcendental. It's not material. The three modes, Sattvagun, Rajogun, and Tamogun, have no entrance into the temple. It is said, therefore, that to live in the forest is in the mode of goodness, to live in the city is in the mode of passion, and to live in a brothel, liquor shop, or slaughterhouse is in the mode of ignorance. But to live in the temple means to live in Vaikuntha Lok. Everything in the temple is as worshipable as Lord Vishnu or Krishna. So Krishna and his paraphernalia are all worshipable. They're all transcendental. Tadotana padaha putro
Tato
Uttan Padaha Putro
Dadarshantakam agatam
Dadarsha
Dadarsham
Antakam
Takam
Agatam
Agatam
Mrityor Murdhni Padam Datva.
Mrityor
Mrityor
Murdhini
Murdhin Padam
Padam
Gdatva.
Dattva
Aruroha adbhutam graham.
Aruroha adbhutam graham.
When Dhruva Maharaj was attempting to get on the transcendental plane, he saw death personified approach him. Not caring for death, however, he took advantage of the opportunity to put his feet on the head of death, and thus he got up on the airplane, which was as big as a house. How would we feel when death comes to take us, Here, Dhruva Maharaj, he's seeing death and he's putting his feet on, he's using death as a step. You know how you have a ladder, a step to get onto something. So he's using his head as a step to get onto the aeroplane. And the aeroplane is also as big as a house. To take the passing away of a devotee and the passing away of a non-devotee as one and the same is completely misleading. While ascending the transcendental airplane, Dhruva Maharaj suddenly saw death personified before him. But he was not afraid. So Dhruva Maharaj was not afraid to die.
So does it mean that it's death from this material world and going, right? Up and going up to the spiritual world. Okay.
That's right. Instead of death's giving him trouble, Dhruva Maharaj took advantage of death's presence and put his feet on the head of death. People with a poor fund of knowledge do not know the difference between the death of a devotee and the death of a non-devotee. In this connection, an example can be given. So now Prabhupada is saying that the death of a devotee and a non-devotee is different. Each of us is going to die. Each of us is going to be faced with the moment of death. But the death of a devotee and non-devotee is different. How? A cat carries its kitten in its mouth, and it also catches a rat in its mouth. Superficially, the catching of the rat and the kitten appear to be one and the same, but actually they are not. When the cat catches the rat in its mouth, it means death for the rat. Whereas when the cat catches the kitten, the kitten enjoys it. So, a cat is catching the rat to eat it. So the rat is, of course, very scared. And the intention of the cat also is not to protect the rat, but to eat it, to harm it. Now, the cat also holds the kittens in her mouth. But her intention is to protect the kittens. Her intention is not to harm the kittens. So the kittens are also feeling safe in the mouth of the cat. So this is how Prabhupada is showing the difference, that death is there, but death for a devotee means going to the spiritual world. The pure devotee is not afraid of dying. He knows he's going back home. So when Dhruva Maharaj boarded the airplane, he took advantage of the arrival of death personified, who came to offer him obeisances. Putting his feet on the head of death, he got up on the unique airplane, which is described here to be as big as a house, graham, an airplane so big, and it's transcendental. We have a tiny seat on a big airplane. Okay, there are many other similar instances in Bhagavad literature. It is stated that when Kardama Muni created an airplane to carry his wife Devahuti all over the universe, the airplane was like a big city, carrying many houses, lakes, and gardens. Modern scientists have manufactured big airplanes, but they're packed with passengers who experience all sorts of discomforts while riding in them. So yeah, we heard Kardama Muni, by his yogic power, he could make a flying city, airplane as big as a city. And it could go all over the universe, not only from one city to another in one planet, but it could go to different planets. Material scientists are not even perfect in manufacturing a material airplane. In order to compare to the plane used by Kardama or the plane sent from Vishnu Lok, they must manufacture an airplane equipped like a big city with all the comforts of life, lakes, gardens, parks, etc. Their plane must be able to fly in outer space and hover and visit all other planets. If they invent such a plane, they will not have to make different space stations for fuel to travel in outer space. Such a plane would have an unlimited supply of fuel, or like the plane from Vishnu Lok would fly without it. So Prabhupada is saying that our airplanes can't even compare our airplanes to the plane that Kardama Muni made, or even this transcendental airplane that has come to bring Dhruva Maharaj. Tada dundabhyo nedur.
Tada
dundabhyo nedur.
Radanga panavadyaha.
Mridanga panavadyaha.
Gandharva mukhya prajaguhu.
Gandharva mukhya prajaguhu.
Petu kushuma vrikshayaha.
Petu kusama vrishtayaha.
At that time, drums and kettle drums resounded from the sky. The chief Gandharvas began to sing, and other demigods showered flowers like torrents of rain upon Dhruva Maharaj. So he's getting a grand, celebration. The demigods are celebrating for him. He's going to the spiritual world. Gandharvas are there, demigods are there. They're showering rain, flowers like rain. Also, they're playing their different instruments, such as Swarlokam Arokshan.
Swarlokam Arakshan.
Sunitim Janinim Dhruvaha.
Sunitim Jananim Dhruvaha.
Anvasmarat Agam Hitva.
Anvasmarat Agam Hitva.
Dinam Yasyetri Vishtapam.
Dinam Yase Trivishtapam.
Dhruva was seated in the transcendental airplane, which was just about to start, when he remembered his poor mother Suniti. He thought to himself, how shall I go alone to the Vaikuntha planet and leave behind my poor mother? Dhruva had a feeling of obligation to his mother Suniti. It was Suniti who had given him the clue, which had now enabled him to be personally carried to the Vaikuntha planet by the associates of Lord Vishnu. He now remembered her and wanted to take her with him. Actually, Dhruva Maharaj's mother Suniti was his Pradarshaka Guru. Pradarshaka Guru. Pradarshaka Guru means
Path Pradarshak.
Path Pradarshak. Okay, thanks.
Yes.
Thanks. Path Pradarshak Guru, or spiritual master.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. The way. Hare Krishna.
हाँ, पद प्रदर्शन यानी रास्ता दिखाने वाली.
हाँ.
पद यानी रास्ता और प्रदर्शन यानी दिखाने वाली.
Thank you.
राह पर उसको डाला ना कि भगवान का ये कर.
हाँ, right. Thank you. So the guru or the spiritual master who shows the way. So she showed him the way that you go and pray to the Lord. Such a guru is sometimes called Shiksha Guru. Although Narad Muni was his Diksha Guru, initiating spiritual master, Suniti, his mother, was the first who gave him instruction on how to achieve the favor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we may have one Diksha Guru and we may have many Shiksha Gurus. We may also have a Path Pradaksha Guru. So it is the duty of the Shiksha Guru or Diksha Guru to instruct the disciple in the right way, and it depends on the disciple to execute the process. According to the Shastric injunctions, there is no difference between Shiksha Guru and Diksha Guru, and generally the Shiksha Guru later on becomes the Diksha Guru. So usually what happens is, we take Shiksha from someone, we hear them, And then we want to surrender to them. So then we take Diksha from them. Usually this is what happens. Suniti, however, being a woman, and specifically his mother, could not become Dhruva Mahārāja's Diksha Guru. Still, he was not less obliged to Suniti. So Diksha Guru, usually women don't become Diksha Gurus. And then she was his mother also, So Dhruva Maharaj had taken Diksha from Narad Muni. But he's feeling that obligation that how can I go to the spiritual world without my mother? My mother is the one who helped me, who brought me to this path. If she wouldn't have told me this, I wouldn't have been here. There was no question of carrying Narad Muni to Vaikuntha, but Dhruva Maharaj thought of his mother. Why there's no question of carrying Narad Muni to Vaikuntha? Because he can go there anytime. He keeps traveling there.
So
Whatever plan. Yes.
That means that for if you're male, if you're female, then you need to have female Diksha Guru? No, not like that, right?
Sorry?
If you are male, then you cannot have a female Guru. Is it?
No, it's not like that. It's not like. Usually there are not many women Diksha Gurus.
Okay. Okay.
Usually women don't give Diksha. They don't become Diksha Gurus.
Oh, okay. Okay. They don't give. Okay.
Yeah, except Janva Mata, she was Lord Nityananda's wife. She was amazing. She was a Diksha Guru. She was giving Diksha. And so in history, we don't see much. And currently, I think, I'm not sure if there has been any conclusion as to have any Diksha Gurus in ISKCON. I know there was the discussion has been going on since many years, but I don't know if it was finally approved or not approved. I don't know.
But they can be Siksha Gurus, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right? They can be Siksha Gurus.
Each of us should become a Shiksha Guru on the order of Lord Chaitanya. Yare dekha tare kaha Krishna Upadesh. On Lord Chaitanya's order, each of us is, we are ordered by Lord Chaitanya to give Krishna to everyone.
Why it was written that especially because she was the mother, so she couldn't be the Diksha Guru.
Yeah,
Diksha means, but she could be the Siksha Guru, right?
Yes,
but she cannot be the Diksha
Guru.
Yeah, but not the Diksha Guru.
Yeah, like if you see Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he also told Saraswati Thakur that you go take Diksha from Gaur Kishore Das Babaji. Right?
Okay. Got the point, yes.
Whatever plan the Supreme Personality of Godhead contemplates immediately fructifies. Whatever plan the Supreme Personality of Godhead contemplates immediately fructifies. And we think our plan should immediately fructify, right? We say, I've made a plan and it should come out perfectly as I have planned. But it is actually the Supreme Lord's plans that goes on. So everything's happening by the will of the Lord. Similarly, a devotee who's completely dependent on the Supreme Lord can also fulfill his wishes by the grace of the Lord. So Krishna is always willing to fulfill the desire of the pure devotee. Krishna always, we see in history, we see time and time again how he is, whatever the pure devotees are. Arjuna asked him to become his charioteer, become a driver. He's God, but he's becoming the charioteer of Arjuna. So the Lord fulfills his wishes independently, but a devotee fulfills his wishes simply by being dependent on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the relationship between the Lord and the devotee. The Lord is independent. He can fulfill. And how does a devotee fulfill his wishes? He's completely dependent on the Lord. Completely dependent, like a baby. Baby is completely dependent on the mother, on the father. Therefore, as soon as Dhruva Maharaj thought of his poor mother, he was assured by the associates of Vishnu that Suniti was also going to Vaikuntha Loka in another plane. Dhruva Maharaj had thought that he was going alone to Vaikuntha Loka, leaving behind his mother, which was not very auspicious, because people would criticize him for going alone to Vaikuntha Loka and not carrying with him Suniti, who had given him so much. But Dhruva also considered that he was not personally the supreme. Therefore, only if Krishna fulfilled his desires would it be possible. So Dhruva Maharaj wants to take his mother, but he's also understanding it can't be my will. If Krishna allows it, then it can be. Krishna could immediately understand his mind, and he told Dhruva that his mother was also going with him. This incident proves that a pure devotee like Dhruva Maharaj can fulfill all his desires. By the grace of the Lord, he becomes exactly like the Lord, and thus whenever he thinks of anything, his wish is immediately fulfilled. So his wish is fulfilled by the grace of Krishna. So this is the loving relationship between Krishna and his devotee. Krishna is saying that Dhruva Maharaj has done so much for me. Let me also fulfill his desire. Let me also please him. There's this love. In love, when there's a loving relationship, we want to serve the one we love. And so there's a reciprocation. The reciprocation. Yes. Are there any questions or comments?
So that means that Krishna knows, right? That's what they're trying to say, that he knows the desires of his devotees.
Yeah. Krishna knows our desires because Krishna is in our heart.
That's Paramatma, yes.
So he knows our desires. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Hare Krishna.